Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another Shayy reaction. This is another request that I've gotten from my Discord server by one Pepperman fan, and this is 10 Undertale secrets you don't know. Which, I mean, I'm rather surprised at that, because, I mean, Undertale's been around for literally a decade at this point, and, I mean, I've watched a lot of videos on them, so, I mean, and in the last, year and a bit, I've watched a lot of Deltarune and Undertale theories as well, so, I mean, if there are things that I don't know, I mean, that's going to be quite the shock. But hey, Shayy makes really good videos, I love watching them, and the thumbnail said something about 2 doors. So, I mean, I am confused and intrigued, so let's actually get into this. So, yeah, of course, as always, the original video is linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video linked to my Let's Play of the day. And if you like this video or any other video that I make, I'd very much appreciate it if you give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, because my main goal for this year is to hopefully hit 5,000 subscribers. And you know how it works, the vast majority of people who watch my content aren't actually subscribed, and I'd very much like that to change, even if just a little bit. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Undertale is a game full of secrets and hidden Easter eggs, but a lot of fans are pretty familiar with most of them by now. Stuff like the hidden fun value, or the secret conversation with Asriel at the end of the game. But today,
or
I'm
the
going to be
beginning
telling
of the
you
game,
all
technically,
about some
but
facts and hidden secrets that you probably don't already know. I've been speedrunning Undertale for over 6 years now, and through my 3,000 hours of game time, I've seen things that very few fans even know exist. Before we get to that though, I just want to mention that the majority of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. Subscribing is free and only takes a moment, and it helps me out a lot, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. With that out of the way, let's dive into 10 Undertale secrets that you probably don't know. In the Hotland area, after you finish up the cooking show minigame with Metaton and have fun stacking hot dogs with Sans, there's this long room here with multiple text messages from Alphys and a path going downwards. Funny enough, a small little trick you can do is that by holding the bottom of this pathway, you won't get any text messages at all, as Toby forgot to extend the triggers far enough. But that's not
Really?
In this room to the south, before picking up the Stained Apron item, you'll get a friend request from Napstabluke22 that, when accepted, will automatically decline itself. It's a funny little joke, sure.
Yeah,
but did you know that there was originally another friend request that was supposed to follow this up? In fact, it's still in the game and can be viewed using the punch card glitch. If you use the punch card exploit to wrong warp into the room, you're able to use the Stained Apron item in order to perform the text overflow glitch, allowing you to access this previously unused dialogue. It reads, "Metaton has sent you a mortal enemy request. Accept the request? Congratulations, you are now mortal enemies with Metaton. CoolSkeleton95 posted a comment on this change. Congratulations, you two! Wish you a long and horrible rivalry." This is one of those unused jokes that I honestly really wish made it into the final game. This dialogue is still present even in the most recent versions of Undertale, although you can't access it due to the punch card method of text overflow.
Okay, that is funny. I mean, also thinking about it, that points to some really weird things with Monster social media. Where, like, not only can you have, like, oh, my friend, we're in a relationship, stuff like that, their version of Facebook has an option for a relationship status of mortal enemies. Why does that sound like something that'd be in, like, Phineas and Ferb with, like, Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Perry the Platypus? I mean, I could totally see that. And again, all the speedrunning glitches. Again, all this stuff that I never knew about because I didn't even know about the punch card for the longest time.
Being inadvertently patched out. But it actually isn't translated to Japanese at all and will display in English even when the game language is set to Japanese.
And it even has the Japanese font too. Interesting.
Definitely looks strange in this font. Pretty much every Undertale fan at this point knows that in the very first encounter with Flowey, you can intentionally dodge his friendliness pellets to aggravate him and cause him to call you out. But did you know that there's a secret piece of dialogue here I'm willing to bet very few people have ever encountered? Once you get to the line of dialogue where Flowey says to, quote, run into the bullets, you'll notice the dialogue will then immediately update and change to say friendliness pellets.
Yeah, I remember
instead.
that.
But it actually goes further than this. If you press Z, you'll notice that the dialogue here will actually disappear and the entire text box will remain on screen with no text. But if you press Z 10 times here, Flowey will say, stop it, angrily at you. You have to be pretty quick, as once the bullets go past you, the cutscene will proceed as normal. This is definitely one of the strangest Easter eggs in this game, but it's cool to see even the very first cutscene hide a secret that people don't know about.
That... Okay, so now that makes me think, because I know, you press Z to skip through text and stuff like that, but the fact that Flowey reacts to you doing it a lot points towards the fact that Frisk is actually doing something to skip through people's dialogue. So I'm trying to think of what that could actually be, like what they could potentially be doing to get people to move on faster, and I can't think of anything. I mean, if you could think of anything, put it in the comments. I'd love to see what people would think, because the idea that Frisk is purposely going, okay, hurry on, Connor, come on, speed it up, while people are talking just to get them to move on, that's really funny.
Speaking of doing multiple inputs very quickly, there's a handful of little Easter eggs placed in the game just for that. In this room in Ruins, where Toriel leads you through the 2 switch puzzles, it's possible to get to this second, incorrect switch before Toriel gets into position for the cutscene to progress properly. If you do this and interact with it, the game will play a silly sound and announce that you are super fast at being wrong.
Super fast at being wrong. Oh, God. Honest. How is it? Oh, I mean, granted, this video is a year old? Yeah, it was put last, November 2023. So the fact that even up to this point, that you're still discovering little tiny Easter eggs like that to a 10-year-old game is absolutely nuts. And again, super fast at being wrong. God, that is beautiful. Also, just the warbly congratulations music just makes it perfect.
Something similar, and much less well known than this, exists in the Snowden Inn. It's actually possible for you to talk to the hotel staff lady a second time while in the process of being sent up to your bedroom. If you manage to pull this off quickly, you can read the special text box where she states, "What? No, you can't have a second key." Okay, everyone at this point probably knows about the fun value, right? Just to recap, every time you start a new game or reset, Undertale generates a number from 1 to 100 called the fun value. And if that value is at a certain number, or range of numbers in some cases, various things can happen.
Again, and I'm still, shocked from when I first learned this, but the fact that, you need exactly 66 to even just have the possibility of getting Gaster's door, and then after that, it's it's a 1 in 10 chance of it actually happening? Come on, Toby, what? Oh, God, that reminds me of... I was looking at an achievement guide for Ina Dream Barbecue, and... Oh, God, apparently there's a random chance in the game where you can have, since you're playing as Ina, you can actually see, her blink, and you get an achievement for that. It's, a really random chance. And from one guide I read, apparently in, the vast majority of the game, it's a 50-50 chance calculated once every 6 hours of you playing. Unless you're in the area, the weird black void with the white river area just before the bathroom. If you're there, then it's a 50-50 chance done done once every 6 minutes instead. Which, again, I'm happy they put in, an easier way of getting an achievement, but really, once every 6 hours?
Such as Sans or Alfie's calling you in Snowden, or Clamgirl appearing in Waterfall to spoil the plot to Deltarune. If your fun value is 66, when you reach this room in Waterfall, you'll find an extra hallway, and very rarely, you'll even find a door leading to a blank room with one entity inside. Here, you can interact with this entity, known in the code as SPR_Mystery Man,
yep.
Which many in the community believe to be the eerie lore figure, Dr. W.D. Gaster. I'm sure everybody knows that part already. But what you probably didn't know is that you can actually enter this room and interact with Gaster again. Normally, when you walk into this extra hallway, your fun value is immediately set to 0. This prevents you from loading up your save file to see the hallway again, or going into the hallway again at all after viewing it once. So fun value 66 is entirely in charge of the hallway appearing. From there, when this room is loaded, there's a 10% chance that the door will spawn. This gives the door a total 1 in 1,000 chance of occurring. 1 in 100 for the hallway,
Toby, why
and 1 in 10 for the door. But when exiting Gaster's room, it'll bring you back into the hallway, regardless of your fun value currently being zeroed out. I think you can see where this is going. It's possible to exit Gaster's room only to hit the 1 in 10 chance to spawn the door again. This lets you go right back in and interact with Gaster a second time as if nothing had happened.
Okay, so that's how the 1 in 10 chance is calculated. Okay. Really interesting. That's weird. Like, what's the actual lore significance of that actually happening? Where it's like, oh, you walk out, and instead of the door disappearing, the door is still there. You walk back in, and it's like, oh, hey, I just forgot something. Can I ask you something? Just talking to Gaster so nonchalantly.
Here's a clip of this very thing happening to me during a speedrun. Yo! I got double door. Wait a second.
Cool.
This is a total 1 in 10,000 chance of occurring. That's more than double the odds of finding a shiny Pokemon in the newer games. What this means is that theoretically though, if someone was lucky enough, they could enter and exit the door and interact with Gaster over and over and over again.
Yeah, total skill there, right,
in fact, so low that, as far as I'm aware, there isn't any footage of the 1 in 100,000 triple door ever happening to anyone at any point. Spooky.
I mean, it could have happened. I mean, there's more than, like, how many, copies of Undertale have been sold? How many people have played it? How many people have played it more than once? I mean, it could have happened, and they just weren't recording. And I mean, once it happens, you can't, go back and do it again.
Here's one that may surprise a lot of people. In the fight with Mettaton EX, on the 5th turn, you'll be prompted to answer the question, why do you love most about Mettaton, with an essay response. And no, before you comment, that's not a typo in my script. It's literally an error in earlier versions of Undertale. Anyway, the essay. You can put a whole myriad of different responses here to gain various amounts of points. You can actually lose points by entering in various swear words as well as the word Beppis. You can enter the word
Spam's an Easter egg?
Toby for quite a number of bonus points. You can also enter various complimentary words such as hot, beautiful, and capitvating. Not captivating, that one doesn't reward extra points, but capitvating does because of a typo, unlike the earlier one. This has never been fixed.
Honestly, I mean, at that point, you just gotta keep it. It's been in the game for so long. That's just perfect.
Anyway, a lot of people know that the highest amount of points can be earned by typing the answer legs. Mettaton will even have a special comment for it. But as it turns out, this is actually not true at all. There is a word that will gain slightly more points than legs does.
It's going to be arms, isn't it?
By combining various complements together. The made-up word hot, fine, anti-cute, made up of hot, fine, enticing, and cute, will gain 360 points, the maximum possible. I think it's a word that describes Mettaton pretty perfectly.
Okay, I didn't even know that was a word.
There's a handful of rooms in Undertale that have music dependency issues. What do I mean? Well, let's look at this room, the Spider Bakery. It plays the track Quiet Water. In the Genocide route, normally when you kill every monster in Waterfall and run into the But Nobody Came screen, all of the Waterfall music tracks will be replaced with the track MUS_Too Much, or commonly referred to as But Nobody Came by the fans. If this happens and then you travel to the Spider Bakery, you'll notice Too Much will be playing here instead of Quiet Water. But if you manage to kill 18 monsters in Waterfall and leave the area without running into the But Nobody Came screen, when you reach the bakery, it will still be playing Quiet Water instead. This is because when you run into the But Nobody Came screen, the game replaces all instances of the area music with that track, and for Waterfall, that includes Quiet Water, which just so happens to be reused later. This also happens in another spot. If you kill all 16 monsters in Snowdin without running into the But Nobody Came screen, when you enter Snowdin Town, you'll hear this extremely pitched down version of the normal music. This is the only circumstance in which this version of this track can ever play, and a lot of people don't even know Snowdin Town has a slowed down version for this route.
Interesting.
There's one other room where this...
Also, wait a second, I'm trying to remember. Didn't Snowdin have a sign just in front of the, the inn? Am I misremembering things? Yeah, there's supposed to be the Snowdin sign just before the store. So does that mean that in Genocide route they take the sign down? Weird. Never noticed that before.
This can weirdly happen, and it's completely unrelated to the Genocide route, and it can only be observed using the game's debug mode or editing save data. For some reason, if you load a save file in the videotape room in TrueLab, This is what plays instead of the normal theme. This room's music actually just loads whatever musical track is playing in Alphys' lab above ground. So if you use debug mode to load a save from the tape room while Alphys is currently set to play inside of the lab, you can actually hear it here too. A very strange oddity in the programming, for sure.
I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. For, like, how wonderful and funny and heartwarming Undertale as a game is, it is not programmed very well at all.
Okay, that one was pretty complex, so let's move on to something super simple and quick. After going south in Snowdin in the room with the ice puzzle, and going all the way to the left, you'll reach this cliff. If you stand here and wait long enough, in the background you'll actually see what appears to be a tiny person exiting their house and walking around a bit. Who this person is, or what they're doing out there is never explained, but I love tiny little Easter eggs like this in games.
Wow, really? Okay.
The true pacifist
I mean, granted, like, something like that is, like, completely not consequential, like, in the slice at all. But the fact that, like, you know, something like that was even added, like that, I mean, honestly, it's really adorable. Like, you just see the little tiny stick figure, like, walking around. Like, how much you want to bet that that's, like, Noelle's family or Rudy or something like that?
Epilogue gives you a chance to go around and revisit every area of the game and talk with everyone one last time. You can even have a heart-to-heart with Asriel in the first room of the game. But there's a secret character I bet a lot of you didn't know about. During your playthrough, after you give water to Undine once she passes out of heat stroke, don't go forward quite yet. Instead, dump out all of the water out from the cooler until the text box for the puddle states that a large puddle is forming. Then, you can play through the rest of the game as normal. If you come back to this room in the pacifist epilogue, you'll find that a tiny little tree has begun to grow in the water puddle. This is such a tiny little detail that most people probably didn't see due to the water cooler taking a while to fully empty.
I didn't know that. Interesting. Though, granted, again, thinking about it, that tree is absolutely doomed for, you know, as soon as that puddle evaporates, it's still in, you know, the middle of a lake of lava.
After you watch Mettaton perform his opera song and solve the color puzzle maze, you can backtrack a bit to find this lion NPC. He'll talk about how he really loved Mettaton's dress and wonders if he could wear a dress just like it. If you go back to this room in the pacifist epilogue, you'll find that the lion is wearing Mettaton's same exact dress and is exclaiming huge happiness and joy over how it looks and feels.
Aww,
this is a pretty cute little interaction, but what you might not know is this actually extends over to Deltarune. In the light world, you can head over to the diner building to find the very same NPC from Undertale working there as a waitress. And yes, everyone in the bar does refer to her as a waitress. It's pretty awesome to see these games tastefully have transgender representation like this, even for a background character.
Interesting. You know, the funny thing is, if you didn't know any better, you'd have no way of knowing. Cool.
For the final fact of the video, I'm going to absolutely tear up 8 years of headcanons and fan art to deliver an extremely harsh truth that many of you just might not be ready for. Love 20 is actually much less powerful than Love 19. I know what you're thinking.
What?
What? Wait, that can't be right. It shows right here in the game's stat menu that your attack power is 38, stronger than 36 at Love 19. Well, actually, the number that appears here is 10 points lower than what it really is, but that still doesn't change the point that 48 is more than 46, right? Well,
Why wouldn't you just show the real number? No, I mean, like, 48 instead of 30. Like, why reduce it by 10? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, for some unknown reason, Love 20 specifically is coded in a way that makes it so that whenever you enter battle, your attack stat is actually set to 30. That's right, 30. The same as Love 11. This normally can't be observed as you can't fight anything after killing Sans, but by using glitches to infinitely encounter certain monsters, you can get to Love 20 in a neutral playthrough and observe that the power level is pathetic. In case you're curious, the 999 blah 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 damage dealt to Sans and Asgore at the end of the Genocide route is just part of a cutscene.
Yeah,
you could have the stick equipped and be at Love 1 here, and it would be the exact same. As for why, all we can really do is speculate. It's possible that at some point in development there was intended to be a fight after Sans. Nobody really knows, except for Toby Fox.
Again, something like that, like, you can't point towards, oh, that's, like, poor programming, unless there was, like, some sort of really weird overflow or something like that. So, Yeah, that is really weird. Like, maybe at some point you had the option to actually try to fight, like, Chara, and, you know, and as a result of maybe at that point Chara being stronger, they're, like, sapping your strength or something? I mean, you never know.
And that's it. If you actually managed to know all of these, you're a freak. Seriously, some of this stuff isn't even known by the prominent data miners. Hell, while trying to change the Undertale wiki to include the hot fine entecute thing, it got reverted 3 times because all of the wiki admins thought we were making it up. So, thank you so much for watching, as always. If you enjoyed this video, you should let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to see if people would be interested in a second video of this kind. While you're at it, just go ahead and like the video too. You can go ahead and ring that bell for notifications, subscribe to my Twitch channel, donate to my World Takeover Fund, I don't know, do some crazy shit. Just some seriously crazy shit. At this point, I'm running out of things to say just to cover for the fact that I don't know how to end this video.
Again, that's really weird. Again, like, unless, like, one day Toby, like, releases a book or something stating, like, oh, the history of the development of Undertale or something like that, and actually goes over all of the potential canceled ideas that he didn't go through or stuff like that. We'll never know, especially with that, like, weird Love 20 thing. Again, that's weird. Again, all these are such cool little, like, Easter eggs and secrets and stuff like that. I mean, if I go back, Pepperman Fan also suggested, you know, the apparently, you know, 2 sequels to this video. So depending on like what you guys think, like if you like this video, I may also do reactions to them. I mean, if you want me to, you know, actually do reactions to them, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. It's still amazing that after all this time, for a game that has been so heavily scrutinized like Undertale, has been played by so many people, so many different times, there are still like these little tiny things that you can't even find while data mining, of all things. There still is magic in the world, you know? Yeah, but that's going to be it for now. So, yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, we'll hold that out of the way. I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.